this moment, this divine moment, that you are in choice, pausing to turn within. Just allow yourself to breathe and be silent, turning within. No agenda. Breathing in deeply, knowing that this breath is like the GPS for you for a deep meditation. As you breathe out, and in your mind's eye, see you connecting with and remembering that deep space that remembers your own internal divinity. And just be silent in this knowing. Breathing, breathing, breathing. Breathing very deeply, honoring it by holding it and letting go. See yourself as the creation you are. You are God stuff. And bring in this word into your vision. Harmony. Maybe the letters are floating all around your being in your vision. Maybe the letters are coming one by one. Maybe they're in motion in other ways. Maybe they're stagnant. But bring the word harmony and let it embrace the you that you are in your vision. Honor yourself by breath deeply taken, holding, letting go. And to the beautiful God quality of harmony, add the word love. Let the word L-O-V-E surround you, in, through, and as you. Breathing in deeply. Let this breath caress your whole body as you release it. This breath is love and harmony personified. Know that you know that you know. You are divinity in action. You are love. You are harmony. You are peace. And this is grace in action. Breathing in deeply, holding it dear, releasing this breath. Now think of something that you know you want the world to work in love and harmony and peace. What can you bring to this knowing that you desire this occurring in our world, a world that works for all, and something that you specifically see the need for? And when you have that, breathe in deeply, hold, release, and just remain in silence with your love, your harmony, your peace, etc. Breathing in deeply. Letting go. Now feel and see your heart overflowing with gratitude for this vision to be so. Now think of your heart as a container that's limitless, and see it in your vision. And see your gratitude filling up this heart that's pure love, limitless. And notice what you're feeling. Breathing in deeply. Release. And say to yourself or whisper, I love myself so much that I can love you so much. So you can love me so much. Everyone included, all nature included, our earth itself included. Love is the truth. Now tell yourself to remember something, anything from your vision, from your time in meditation. And anchor that in your heart. You could even put your hands over your heart to let your body know you are anchoring this vision. Maybe it's the whole vision, but at least something from your vision. And tell yourself, I am so grateful. I am so grateful. I am so grateful. This is a very important time after meditation. It's sort of like when you first go to sleep at night, or maybe when you're first awakening in the morning. It's a very divine time to be in silence, to take your time in moving your body, opening your eyes. Because the truth about meditation is it doesn't have to just be in a meditative state. We can have it in relative life. May it be each one of us able and capable of doing that all this week. Our service will begin with Reverend Davine at the helm at 10 o'clock this morning.
is always present, nowhere to be. Then where you are, the power of now flows oh so gracefully. The power of now is always perfect, nothing to be. Then who you are, the power of now flows oh so easily. Be willing to let go of everything you think you need to know. Oh, be strong enough to let go of everything you think you need to control. For everything goes away. Let everything wash away. The power of now. The power of now is ever flowing, connecting the soul to the world. The power of now unfolds so peacefully. Be willing to let go of everything you think you need to know. Oh, be strong enough to let go of everything you think you need to control. For everything goes away.
feel my heart go deeper, my heart go deeper into my God. When I pray, I feel my heart go deeper, my heart go deeper into my God. Right here, right now, right where I am, I pray. Right here, right now, right where I am, I pray. When I pray, I feel my soul go deeper, my soul go deeper into my God. When I pray, I feel my soul go deeper, my soul go deeper into my God. Right here, right now, right where I am, I pray. Right here, right now, right where I am, I pray. When I pray, I feel my love go deeper, my love go deeper into my God. When I pray, I feel my love go deeper, my love go deeper into my God. Right here,
Oh,
right
it was so
now,
good.
right where I am, I pray. Right here, right now, right where I am, I pray. Right here, right now, right where I am, I pray. Right here, right now, right where I am, I pray. When I pray, I feel my heart go deeper, my heart go deeper into my God.
When I no longer fear the unknown, 'cause I know what I am here for. I keep on trotting on my own path, keep on learning from my present and past, yeah. When I no longer need validation, 'cause my story is long and I'm patient. I know that I have lessons to learn, keep my eyes open each step I earn, yeah. No need for me to feel alone, 'cause I got a place that I call home. Every single road travel, every single new place I come back home, they accept me with grace, yeah. When I know that I was meant to be here, and I know that I was born into fear, but I will stand tall in the lion's den, cause I know in my heart I am one of them. That there are lies in the facets of everything that we see, that are telling us to be scared when all we ever are is free. I'm letting go of the things that don't serve me no more, cause I am holy and sacred and righteous and true, and I deserve to be here, and so do you. Said I deserve to be here. But I'm in a constant transition, constantly changing vision. Story never certain, there is always a revision to be made. When I think about the demons I have slayed, I am not afraid of confrontation in vain. To the people that seek evil, not as peaceful as I look. With a warrior at heart, so precaution must be took. But I'm trying to give in to the lessons that will soften my ways and means of changing, cause I talk to spirit often. Tell me to stay sharp, tell me to stay present, tell me to ignore the fools and focus on the sin. Well, I said I will starve my ego and I will remain strong. I will make mistakes and I will often be wrong. When I'm perfectly imperfect and I'm only here to learn, and all the evil on the path gets burned. I said I'm perfectly imperfect and I'm only here to learn, and all the evil on the path gets burned. That there are lies in the facets of everything that we see, that are telling us to be scared when all we ever are is free. I'm letting go of the things that don't serve me no more, cause I am holy and sacred and righteous and true, and I deserve to be here, and so do you. Pressure always come from the outside. Try not to let it in where I reside. Well, this is my heart, my home, my choice, my love, my life, my path, my voice. Yeah. When I feel my heart grow with each step.
Good morning. It's time for our monthly song. Please listen, absorb, internalize, and participate.
Good morning, everyone. So as we get ready for prayer, breath is such a wonderful way for our bodies to be receptive in, through, and as who we truly are. So breathing in deeply And letting go. And breathing in again. And holding it, so precious and dear, because it is. And letting this breath go. And one more. Breath in and hold. And release. Entering in this time frame marked as invocation. That's what you and I get to do every single day when we awaken, when our eyes get to open. And each one of us has the ability to be in such gratitude for breath, for all our senses to tell us, each one of us, that we are God stuff. Each one of us is that because God is all there is. And in this awareness, unity consciousness is an absolute given. And because it is, that means that unity is in, through, and as each one of us individually. And like Reverend Davine said in our prayer before service, holding hands, that electricity that is within our hands lets us know we are connected at the deepest, most divine levels. Each one of us, nature itself, the earth, all. How could it not be that each one of us is not in the right place for the right reasons, as we each are here right now, receptive in mode, receptive in being, getting to hear music when it's available, getting to hear the message divined by our Reverend Davine, and getting to intake what we need to bring into the world to help this world be the world that is in our vision for meditation this morning, a world that does work for all. I know each one of us is blessed in the most deep, deep ways, and you and I can affirm and aver by saying, and so it is.
Should I go ahead and play that monthly song now, or we want to skip it? Okay.
You're my life, you're my breath, you're a smile, you're my guest. You're the earth, you're the sun, you're the grass, you are love. You're my hands, you're a bug, you're my eyes, you're a hug. You're the light in the dark, you're the spark, you are fun. You're my mom, you are water, you're the stars, you're my daughter. You're my friend till the end, you're my dreams, you're my father. You're the ants on the ground, the miracles that surround. I'm feeling it all around, the hemisphere in the clouds. You're my pain, you're my sorrow, you're my hope for tomorrow. You're the strength when I'm hollow, you're the path that I follow. You're the blessings that exist, the small things that are bliss. The gift to realize that everything
all
is a
that
gift.
I am, all that I see, all that I've been, and all that I'll ever be is a blessing. It's so amazing, and I'm grateful for it all, for it all. Na 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 na, na 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 na, na 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 na. Grateful for it all.
You're the blessings every time I try to count. You're the lessons that I learn every time I turn around. You're the water when I'm burned every time I think I found everything I'm looking for. You're the sign saying stop to take a bow and keep moving forward and start looking towards your heart. It'll open all the doors and only then you'll start to hear the world singing chorus with your mind and heart aligned in purpose. Everything
All
will feel
that I
gorgeous.
am, all that I see, all that I've been, and all that I'll ever be is a blessing. It's so amazing, and I'm grateful for it all.
Every day a I sit and pray cause what I have is more than I deserve or could ever imagine. How do I give back to all of this magic and spread the love so everybody can have it? Doesn't matter if I'm rich or poor, if I got a family or if I'm all alone. Bad things happen, I can just complain and moan, but there's a million things that I can be grateful for.
So I lift up my hands now, and I open my heart, and my gratitude goes out to everything near and far. All that I am, all that I see,
Everything I hope and
all
everything I
that I've
dream,
been,
everything I feel and everything I
all
feel.
that
I
I'll
look
ever
deep
be
down and feel all the
is a
blessings.
blessing.
Everything I am and
It's
everything
so
I see, everything I
amazing.
hope and everything I
And
dream,
I'm
everything I feel and everything I meet. I'm grateful for it all.
all
It's
that I
amazing.
am,
Everything I am and
all
everything I
that I
see,
see,
everything I hope and
all
everything I
that
dream,
I've been,
everything I feel and
all
everything I
that
need.
I'll
I
ever
look
be
deep down and feel all the
is a
blessings. Everything I
blessing.
am and
It's
everything
so
I see, everything I
amazing.
hope and everything I
And
dream,
I'm
everything I
grateful
feel
for
and everything I
it
need. I'm grateful for it all. It's amazing. You're the blessings that exist, the small things that are bliss, the gift to realize that everything is a gift.
And now you know why we needed to play the song, even though it wouldn't start initially, because it's fun and it's a great reminder that we are all a blessing to each and every one. So I want to welcome you here to the Center for Spiritual Living Beaumont. And if it's your second time here, I'm so grateful. Anyone here for a second time? Anyone here for a first time? Thanks. We're not going to ask you to stand up, sing and dance, announce your name. We just want to send you some love and thank you for being with us. That's it. This is a community where everyone is welcome wherever you are on your path. Whether you've just started exploring some different aspects of your spirituality or you've been on this path for a long, long time, it's a container of love. And it's a safe way to express and explore and connect, and perhaps maybe have different ahas on where you might have been before you walked in the door. So I'm just welcoming you here and thankful that you are here to share time with us. Thank you.
Good morning, CSLB. Good morning. Oh, what a wonderful day it is. We're all in our places with sunshine in faces. Oh, this is the way to start a new day, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, announcements. The Ministry of Prayer box is available at the front door to submit your prayer requests. Our practitioners will pray over this in confidence throughout the week. Now we have a new service opportunity. We're bringing back our greeters and usher team. If you'd like to be a part of this very important CSLB function, there is a sign-up sheet on the welcome table by the front door. So we're hoping that you will go deep and hopefully you'll be led to participate by volunteering for this. We need representatives for this Thursday, August 18th, Elvis concert at the Playhouse Bowl in Banning. We are performing host duties. We're going to be greeting people, handing out programs, selling the 50-50 raffle tickets, and collecting donations. So if you're led to volunteer to support this activity, please contact Emmy. And her phone number is not up there, but it is? Okay, great. So give Emmy a shout out. The practitioners here at CSLB are always available for quick prayer work at any time. If you wish for a 2-minute miracle, please take a seat at the side of the sanctuary with the front door after service, this side, and wait for a practitioner, and they will be with you as soon as they can. Thank you so much and enjoy the service.
2 years, and they're both doing well. And she says, even if you yourself are reluctant or even afraid to visualize toward your goals, I encourage you to allow Corliss or another practitioner to create the space for you and guide you forward. Thank you.
I've seen my share of struggle when I thought that I knew best, when I've sailed through a storm instead of stopping to rest. And it always seems the hardest when I've made up my stubborn mind. Well, I'm changing my ways this time. Wanna be like water coming down a mountain into shadowy canyons, flowing from pool to stream. Wanna be like water, head uphill no more. I am bound for the sea. Have you ever seen an eagle head straight into the wind? He doesn't pick a fight, he spreads his wings and just gives in. And in the end he always makes it home just fine. I guess he knows that every storm subsides. Wanna be like water coming down a mountain into shadowy canyons, flowing from pool to stream. Wanna be like water, head uphill no more. I am bound for the sea. I'll let nature take its course. No more thinking that I know where this river's meant to go. I have railed against the stars for the cards that I've been dealt, for the lottery I've never won, for the heartache that I've felt. But it always seems when I let go of expectation and regret, life has plenty of surprises for me, yeah. I wanna be like water coming down a mountain into shadowy canyons, flowing from pool to stream. Wanna be like water, head uphill no more. I am bound for the sea. Wanna be like water coming down a mountain into shadowy canyons, flowing from pool to stream. Wanna be like water, head uphill no more. I am bound for the sea.
Like water. And I'm certain you're wondering, why are we talking about water? Well, this month's theme is everyday wonder and the aspect of nature. And last week I spoke about planet Earth. This week, you've got it. I'm speaking about water. Water is one of our most precious resources. Earth is called the blue planet because a large surface area is covered by water. And all of these bodies of water, I think I've unlocked my device, but in case I haven't, okay, thank you. These large bodies of water allow us to be mobile. You know, we can transport ourselves to different places by these large bodies of water. But the bodies of water also provide food, oxygen, climate regulation, recreation, and even medicine. So water's kind of an important aspect. And in case you weren't aware, about 71% of our planet's surface is covered by water. And yet there's only a really small percentage that's drinkable. And we need water for agriculture and for most anything in order to live and be sustainable. So that's why that's an important aspect that I wanted to share with you about water. Now I'm going to bring a few points into play and I'll speak about those. Science helps us know the properties and functions of water in the natural world. Ethics help us decide how to preserve, protect, and distribute Earth's water resources. And spirituality, yes, spirituality helps us identify our core convictions about the meaning and value of water. And this is why in so many sacred ceremonies, water is used as a symbol of purity and purification. So of course, naturally, I wanted to check on what is the spiritual symbol of water? Water represents wisdom, peace, and purity. Spiritual meaning of water lies in its reflection of the human spirit and our interconnectedness to all creation. And I say that just to remind us we are in fact connected to everything. The parts of us think that we're alone by ourselves, get to remind ourselves we are connected to absolutely every single thing on this planet. And so water is a rather sacred element. In our teaching, we talk about being one with God. Well, we live on planet Earth. We live with water as this sacred element. Are we one and in harmony with the aspects of the planet, with nature, and all beings as a part of the collectedness? Because if we are, then what's it take for us to actually feel like not only we're part of it, but we're finding a way in our daily practice to demonstrate our connection and our respect to all the aspects of nature? Now I speak about that, and I use water as a metaphor because water is flowing. It doesn't stay in one place unless, of course, it's stagnant. It's always flowing. So it's like our mind. Are we having stagnant thoughts? Are we having thoughts that are filled with anger and bitterness and remorse? Because if we are, that's holding us hostage. We're not allowing ourselves to be in the flow. We're allowing ourselves to be in joy and be in a sense of harmony. And we're also not allowing ourselves to allow wisdom within ourselves, our intuitive nature, our empathic nature, to lead us, because we're too bogged down in our stagnant thought process. So some of you know that there's two seas in the Jordan River, the Dead Sea and the Sea of Galilee. Now, they're both connected to the Jordan River, except the Sea of Galilee has an input and an output, which means that water is constantly moving. And because water's constantly moving, this particular sea has 1 million different bird species that migrate there every year. There's constant reminder of life and vitality and movement because the water is moving and flowing. The Dead Sea is the opposite experience. It has an inlet but no outlet, which means that the only way for there to be any movement at all is evaporation. Now, this body of water is filled with minerals and salt, which can be used for certain things, but vegetation or any kind of life growing creature cannot exist there. And we all know that when we are in an area with a body of stagnant water, it smells. It kind of has a funky smell. So besides having a funky smell of stagnation, it's also a reminder that if we don't keep our own thought process in our mind moving, we too become stagnant. And I can't reiterate it enough, because there's an expression about stinkin' thinking. Well, that comes from stagnant thought process. If we're not allowing ourselves to be continuously flowing and evaluating our belief systems, checking in and saying, do I still believe that? Am I open to hearing a new idea, a new approach to something, or am I dug in and stuck in the way I've wanted it to be and I've always done it? And that's how I correlate spiritual process, our evolution, if you will, with the aspect of water. I want to speak a little bit about water, but I want to read a poem that was just presented today on the ministers' listserv. And Centers for Spiritual Living, all the ministers are able to be on this listserv where we share ideas, information, poetry, readings, books, all kinds of interesting things. But it was funny that this kind of came at the very last minute, and I looked at it and I thought, well, that's kind of an interesting poem. And this is by one of the ministers. His name is Noel McGuinness, and he wrote this in 1977, just a quick minute ago. It's entitled Flow because he's using the reference of water and how the ebb and flow of water affects even our relationships with people, continuously shifting and changing. Flow. Be as water is, without friction. Flow around the edges of those within your path. Surround within your evermost depths those who come to rest there. Enfold them, while never for a moment holding on. Accept whatever distance others are moved within your flow. Be with them gently, as far as they allow your strength to take them, and fill with your own being the remaining space when they are left behind. When dropping down life's rapids, froth and bubble into fragments if you must, knowing that the one of you, now many, will just as many times be one again. And when you have gone as far as you can go, quietly await your next beginning. And it just reminded me, even the flow of how people flow into our lives, they're with us for maybe a short time or a long time. We don't grasp onto them and cling onto them and hold them hostage. We embrace them, we appreciate the gifts that they offer, and then when they leave, should they leave because they've fulfilled their connection time with you, we allow them to flow on to their next greatest evolvement as we too continue to evolve, making room for yet other people to come in and out of our circle, our continued circle. And that's why that poem was important to me. It was just a lovely way of seeing how things constantly change, and the fluidity of water is that reminder. Now, we're also taught that we should be drinking, at least 8 ounces, or not 8 ounces, 8 glasses of water a day. Not that many of us do that, but I bring this to drink my water and to keep it visible in my mind. Because water, believe it or not, our bodies are made of about 60% of water. Give or take age, weight, height. Water, it's a good amount of water, which means our body needs water to sustain a healthy beingness. And if we're not drinking water, bacteria, different forms of stagnation in our body exists. So we keep drinking the water to keep ourselves healthy, hydrated. If you've ever had a day where you felt a little dizzy or had a really bad headache, question I ask myself, how much water have you had to drink today? Usually it's been very little. And as soon as I drink the water, it all sort of dissipates. It eases up. So water is a huge, important component, not only for us to drink, but to remind ourselves to stay fluid. Fluid in the understanding of what water is about. Now, here's an interesting thought which really disturbed me, actually. I'm sure that many of us know that there's large amounts of countries that don't have fresh water. And people are drinking muddy, contaminated water because it's the only thing they have to drink. And they are therefore dying because of the bacteria and disease growing from the stagnant, muddy water available. To be precise, about 3.4 million people in the world a year die of funky water. That's a bit devastating to think about. And that is actually the most highest risk or highest cause of death also, is water. Can you imagine? We're thinking it's heart attacks or cancer or something else. It's contaminated water. And I bring that up because, as I mentioned earlier, the ethics of how we use water. Those of us in our country, majority of the people, we don't give thought to water unless we're required to ration it. And then we're angry that we have to ration it. We're not thinking about being wasteful. We're thinking about the inconvenience of not being able to water our grass every day. Or that we not be able to have lush green golf courses in the desert. Does that seem like a priority to you, that we have lush green, not that AstroTurf stuff, I'm talking about green grass in the desert? Is that important value to you to see? It obviously is, because everywhere you look, even here in this area of desert, we got green golf courses. So our priority is not that we have reservoirs that are diminishing and that we're actually spending time and money buying water from other states' reservoirs. We're just focused on our own convenience. So we don't think about water because, you know what, we can go to the store and buy some. We can buy bottles of water. And then we can discard the water in these landfills, and then these bits of stuff that we've discarded in the landfills get into the oceans and the lakes and kill the living beings in there. I'm sure we've all seen documentaries where birds have one of those plastic rings around their neck and they're choking or something. And that's our wastefulness with the urgency that we have water. So I want us to maybe have a little bit different relationship with water. Since it's an important resource that I've just spoken about, what would it take for us to have a relationship where we respected water? Instead of being angry that we're being told to limit our use of water, what would it be like to think about how we could recycle drainage to use for plants, for instance? Or just different ways that we conserve water instead of brushing our teeth and letting the water run and run and run while we're daydreaming and brushing our teeth. You know, how can we be mindful to be respectful of what we waste? And that's why I wanted to bring that up, because, you know, you're thinking, well, what does that have to do with spirituality? Respect for planet Earth. Respect for all the components in this wonderful dynamic we live in. So not only is water necessary to sustain everything, but what's going to happen if one day we're actually told, hey, we don't have any more? It's not like it's a magic fairy that just goes and produces water by hitting a button and it shows up in a bottle. I mean, it has to come from somewhere. So I'd like us to spend a little time reflecting on how we might have a different way of interacting so that we're a little less wasteful, a little more mindful. And I have a quote, and you know, I always love to give my fabulous quotes from Ernest Holmes, the founder of this teaching. Just as water purifies itself as it flows, so the impure stream of our mental life becomes purified by applied, constructed thinking. It well may be the lack of circulation in the physical body is as a result of mental stagnation, while mental stagnation is the result of lack of spiritual perception. This came out of the book, The Art of Life. And again, you know, all these aspects, that's why we have themes that we follow often throughout the year, because they help us focus on areas that we had not given thought to. So this week, if you're willing, pay attention. Did you really need to have, you know, if you wash your own car, did you need to wash it 3 times a week because there's a little bit of mess on there? Is it okay maybe once or twice a month instead, or maybe once a week? Or instead of, like I said, while you're cooking, letting the water run a long time, being mindful of how often you just do that because you're not paying attention. Or perhaps think of a different way that you could go about using water with a little more respect, including this. Here's a fun idea. What if you were to drink a glass of water, and before you drank the water, you either had a pitcher of water or your glass of water, and you said a blessing. You said a blessing over your water. Now, we've just got through mentioning how prayer is a sacred act and how it affects our world in a positive way. If drinking a glass of water, which we already know helps our whole beingness flush out toxins and impurities, if I've blessed this water and said something to the effect that I know that every sip I take is giving my body that constant flow and rejuvenation and radiant health, what do you think on a molecular level it might do when it enters your body? You think it might shift something somewhere in your body if you bless the water? What about the water that you use when you water your plants, and you said a little blessing as you watered your plants with this water? You saw the water as a component of its holiness and how it affects our well-being. We can do these small little things and have water in our consciousness be a more sacred, precious resource than ever before. And I think if we do that, when we get notification about things like a drought, we'll take it in a more sacred, holy way on how to be with that, to protect and preserve this valuable resource. And I thank you for being willing to even consider blessing your water. Consider not letting the faucet run, or all the other ways in which we don't pay attention to this sacred magic elixir in life. So let's take a moment. Let's take a moment just to go inward and imagine that even when I take a bath or shower, I can be blessing that water, knowing that that blessing washes over me in such a totally different way, that every part of me is in the flow. Every part of me is willing to see and hear and be about new ways of being, instead of perhaps in my stagnant, stinking thinking. Let me be open, willing, and available to see all aspects of nature, whether it's water, the planet, or all the beings that live on this lovely earth plane of nature. Let us find a way to have a new relationship, a more profound, respectful, kind relationship. Let us know that everyone is available to drink pure, healthy, clean water, so that the disease is not killing them. Something so simple as water is this thing that we can now see as a means to support the well-being. And if we believe in a world that works for everyone, that means everyone is entitled to drink water. that is a healing elixir to their beingness, not the cause of their death. I know that right now in this room, there is a shift in consciousness, that right now there is a new way of embracing the idea of the purification and the sacredness of water, and how we live with it, how we celebrate it, how we rejoice in how wonderful it is to know that we have it available to us. And any parts of our thinking right now that are either thinking that's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard, or that's stupid, or I don't want to be inconvenienced, some part of us, let it go. Let it go and be more willing to be a cooperative Earth citizen to take care of all that sustains us. And I give you thanks, and I give great thanks right now for everyone even willing to embrace some of what I've spoken about today, knowing that prayer works. Prayer works, and we're continuously having a demonstration that prayer works. So right here in this moment, I give thanks, and I know that as I've spoken these words to the action of the universal law, which sole purpose is to say yes to what we ask, that we be mindful of what we ask for, that we be mindful of what we're willing to create and willing to attract. Knowing that Great Spirit, Source Energy, God has got this prayer, I let it go knowing it's already done. It's already done in the consciousness of each and every one of us. And if any of what I've said has resonated in any way with you today, please anchor it with me by saying, and so it is. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. let your light shine, and now is this joyful time for giving. And giving can be done in a lot of ways. It can be done via the traditional way of writing a check or putting cash or coin in the basket, or doing a donation monthly or weekly with your credit card. It can be done virtually with the same way of doing things. That information is all available on how to go about doing that. And also, another way of giving is what I call sacred seva. Your gifts, your talents, your treasures on how you show up as a volunteer. Because, you know, we can't do things without volunteers. You're special and sacred when you give that act of service. So I always want to invite people. That is another form of showing appreciation and gratitude for this community. And we do have opportunities available. Also a reminder, when you're giving, remember one thing, you're giving for the aspect of the law of circulation. We know that when we give out, we create room for more to come in. When we give out, more room to come in. So it's not just that we're giving things. It's opening up our own ability to be receptive to more greatness and joy in our own lives. So keep that in mind. Giving is a tangible way of expanding your own consciousness. So appreciate that. Thank you. We're going to share our reading affirmation together. I'm going to read it out loud. From God I receive, to God I give. Together we share the blessings we live. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I liked that other song better.
I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I am. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so.
We are all so blessed. I am going to ask the practitioners that are available for prayer to come up, if you will, just so that people can see who you are. And now, yeah, now we can get our party on. Okay, if you feel called to stand and let some move through your body.
Take a look at the person next to you and say, God loves you and I love you too. Now feel the love in the sanctuary. Lift your voice and repeat after me. We come together.
We come together. We come together. In the name of love, we come together. We come together.
We come together. We come together. In the name of love. Now look at the person next to you and say, I recognize the God in you. Feel the love in the sanctuary. Now Now lift your voice and repeat after me. Oh, we come together. We come together. We come together. In the name of love, we come together. We come together. We come together. In the name of love, from every walk of life, every walk of life, every creed and color, and can should we unite in honor of the God in each other. Take a look at the person next to you. Say namaste, I bow to you. Feel the love in the sanctuary. Feel the love in the sanctuary. Lift your voice and repeat after me. Oh, we come together. 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 In the name of love, we come together. 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 In the name of love, we come together. We come together. We come
together. Yes, 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 we do in the name of love. So right where you are, repeat after me. Something wonderful is happening today.
Something wonderful is happening today.
Is this thing called life?
It is this thing called life.
Life is in my mind. Life is in my body. And life is in my expression that I take out into the world. So I invite you all to make it a joyful day. And remember, if you just let your light shine, it's contagious and it makes a quantifiable difference to somebody else. So let your light shine. Thank you. Have a blessed week.
And don't forget to sign up for the concert to help pass out tickets on Thursday.